On October 22, Nintendo is opening a new sports resort and Miis are officially invited. That sounds like a reunion, but is not a very complete one. The original Wii Sports had 60 computer-controlled Miis. They had fixed faces, actual names, and their own rankings. Most players never learned any of that. We just called them things like the guy with the eyebrows or please do not put Matt in the boxing ring again. Some of those Miis came back, most did not. And one of the missing characters was an actual Wii Sports Champion, which feels a little rude. So I went through the original roster to find out who survived, who got replaced, and who Nintendo apparently left at the old bowling alley. First, the 60 Miis were not randomly generated. Nintendo created a full cast for the game. There were Saburo, Hiroshi, Daisuke, Sakura, Matt, Abby, Alex, Alyssa, Sarah, and 51 other people who somehow managed to have less internet presence than Matt. Each one had a different place in the skill ladder. Tennis, baseball, and boxing pulled opponents from that roster as your rating increased. Bowling mostly used them as background characters, which means some of these people had a career that consisted entirely of watching you throw the Wii remote into a television. You could play Wii Sports for years without knowing anybody's name. The game never stopped to introduce them. There was no announcer explaining that Abby had arrived or warning you that Sakura was the best baseball player in the building. They simply appeared, competed, and walked away with the same pleasant expression whether they won or got hit directly in the face. The easiest way to understand this cast is to start at the top. In tennis, the final team was Alyssa and Sarah. In baseball, the champion was Sakura, and in boxing, of course, it was Matt. These were not three versions of the same unbeatable character. Their rankings change from sport to sport, sometimes by a ridiculous amount. Alyssa is the best example. She is the tennis champion paired with Sarah. She's also the second highest boxer. Then she walks onto the baseball field and becomes the lowest strength opponent in the game. Imagine being one of the best athletes in the building, then showing up to baseball and immediately becoming the tutorial. Sakura was much more focused. She sat at the top of the baseball ladder, waiting to ruin a perfectly good afternoon. Sarah shared the tennis crown with Alyssa. Matt became the final boxer and eventually the only one of these characters most people could name without opening a wiki.
This has been the most physically demanding stream of my life.
At this point, none of them had dialogue. They had no cutscenes, backstories, or official personalities. Nintendo gave them faces and rankings, then let millions of living rooms fill in the rest. A champion felt important because you had worked your way toward them. By the time Matt entered the ring, you already knew what he represented. Trouble. And Nintendo kept using them. Wii Sports Resort added 40 new CPU Miis, bringing the total roster to 100. The original 60 came along too. They were reassigned across swordplay, table tennis, basketball, cycling, and the rest of the island. This is where Matt's reputation went from bad to completely unreasonable. He was already the boxing champion in Wii Sports. In Resort, Nintendo made him the swordplay dual champion as well. Matt is the only CPU Mii ranked #1 in 2 different sports. Both involve hitting somebody. Matt even had a perfect opposite. Ryan was the first opponent in both Wii Sports boxing and Resort swordplay. Matt sat at the top of both combat ladders. Ryan started at the bottom of both. Nintendo has never said the two are connected, so this is not secret lore. It is still a very funny bit of roster design. The most feared Mii in the series and the guy used to teach you which button blocks attacks are mirror images of each other. The rest of the cast also kept working. The same faces appeared as opponents in Wii Party, where they were divided into difficulty groups from beginner to master. They showed up across other Wii games as runners, spectators, musicians, and background characters. Nintendo basically had a group of 100 digital employees and moved them wherever a crowd was needed. For a while, being forgotten did not mean being gone. It just meant you were standing 6 rows behind somebody during a balance game. Then the Wii U arrived and Nintendo replaced the whole department. The original 100 Miis were swapped out for a new set of 111 CPU characters. Wii Sports Club used new opponents. Wii Party U used the new group too. The champion jobs were reassigned as well. Alice and Barbara replaced Alyssa and Sarah in tennis. They are also twin sisters, so Nintendo filled a 2-person vacancy with a single family. Enrique took Sakura's spot in baseball. A new boxer named Pitt took the position Matt had held for years. Matt, Sakura, Alyssa, Sarah, Abby, Alex, and everybody else from the Wii roster stopped being the active sports cast. That is the real point where the original Miis disappeared. There was no retirement scene, no final tournament. Nintendo just hired 111 new people and changed the locks. The old characters still existed in previous games and scattered appearances, but the sports series had moved on without them. For years, that seemed to be the end of it. Then Nintendo Switch Sports came out in 2022. Players could still use their own Miis, but the game pushed a new character style called Sportsmates. At launch, the old CPU Mii files were not even in the game. A few months later, Nintendo quietly added 10 classic Mii opponents through a secret button combination. Hold the right buttons on the CPU difficulty screen, and the normal opponents are replaced by a group of hidden legends. The returning 10 were Anna, Alyssa, Gwen, Lucia, Matt, Miguel, Saburo, Sakura, Tommy, and Yoshi. But only 7 of those characters came from the original Wii Sports roster. Anna, Alyssa, Lucia, Matt, Saburo, Sakura, and Yoshi. Gwen, Miguel, and Tommy joined later in Wii Sports Resort. Basketball expanded the reunion in 2024. The secret code brings in Eva and Tyrone, 2 more members of the original 60. That leaves us with 9 original Wii Sports Miis who have returned in their classic form as Switch Sports opponents. 9 out of 60. The other 51 have not come back as classic CPU Miis in Nintendo Switch Sports. Their names may appear on Sportsmates, but those are different-looking characters. Nintendo remembered the name tag and forgot the employee, and this creates one particularly strange omission. Alyssa returned as the tennis legend. Sarah did not. Remember, they were the champion pair in the original game. You did not beat one and then move on to the other. They stood on the same side of the court. Nintendo brought Alyssa back, paired her with Tommy, and left Sarah out of the reunion entirely. Matt returned, Sakura returned, Alyssa returned. The 4th original champion did not. Sarah may be the most genuinely forgotten Wii Sports Mii because she stood on the championship court in the final match of the original game and still lost her spot to someone introduced in the sequel. The rest of the missing roster includes familiar faces like Abby, Alex, Ryan, Miyu, Andy, Chris, Jackie, and dozens more. They survived the Wii era, appeared in Resort and Wii Party, then largely vanished when Nintendo rebuilt its CPU cast for the Wii. So this is what happened to every original Wii Sports Mii. All 60 continued into the broader Wii era roster. The entire group was replaced during the Wii U generation. 9 have since returned as hidden opponents in Nintendo Switch Sports. The remaining 51 are still retired in their original forms. For now at least, Nintendo Switch Sports Resort releases on October 22 and officially supports Miis. The trailer shows the new island resort, the new sports, and plenty of new athletes, but it does not tell us whether the old CPU roster is coming back. Nintendo has another chance to call up the people who made Wii Sports feel like a real place. Sarah deserves her tennis rematch, Abby has been waiting long enough, and somewhere, Matt is probably already standing at the end of another combat sport. Which forgotten Mii should get the first ticket back? Put their name in the comments. For more exciting exploration inside the Wii world, hit subscribe or watch this video. I spend a long time researching to make these videos possible, so I always appreciate a like. Until next time, I'm Chip, and I'll see you in another Wii universe.